Hey, once in a while, I'm gonna show a picture of something and talk about it a little bit. You heard this was the record shop on Pickens Avenue that I grew up on. Basically, my whole hip hop life came from this spot right here. You feel what I'm saying? Used to run up in there. That's when a single used to be $2.49. You heard? I used to run up in there and cop 4-5 singles at a time. You heard? And that's a fact, man. I mean, so shout out to Shaq, shout out the whole Brownsville, shout out to Rush, and shout out that 11212 gang. Yer. Yo, I got 147 episodes on the recent and new episodes playlist, man, so that, you ain't gotta miss no new episodes. When I say recent, I mean like, within the last few months. Yer. So go to that playlist, kick back, watch 140 episodes with your broad or something. Know what I mean? And get at me. Z-Man Suicide Polo with the Ski Man. Let's get it.
So I grabbed one of them, if you remember them, the old big pens that look like they got glass on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, them joints is sturdy. Right, so I picked the pin up, took the top off. Dude still talking. So I said, I can't remember what I said to him. I said something to get him to lean close. And I stabbed him in his eye with the pin. Right? He grabbed his eye, started screaming. He didn't lose the eye though. Guess I didn't puncture the shit. but
niggas is starting the whole Bronx and Brooklyn war over again on YouTube.
yeah, I know. Fool hit me up. It was like, he told me about the shit with the dude L Famous. He said, yo, you got the Bronx dudes and they feeling, I spoke bad about the Bronx Jesus. So that's a problem.
Nah, shout out to John Rambo. John Rambo hit me up and said that he ain't get beat up like that at that fight. And, it's different accounts. But, yo, bro, this is why it was 12 disciples in the motherfucking Bible that told 12 different sides of the story. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, some niggas may seen one thing or some niggas may have seen it another way. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, I can dig it. Like I say, yo, the fact that, so first for the record, I got all respect for John. The homie was putting it down, right? Nobody can take that from. I wouldn't even try this shit on home, right? But yo, man, even the gangster dude lose a fight every now and again, man. And that's just what that was. You feel me? Boom. But John put it down. I ain't got nothing against homie. Word. He's a real dude, man. At least I always see him as a real dude. I ain't never hear about him, acting like other than a real dude, and he held his borough down crazy, man. But that shit the dude was talking about on thing though, yo, he was straight capping with a lot of shit, man. Like, I never heard that shit about John putting 2 razors to kill a face and all this and that other shit. Like, and even, he said that John told him that was how it happened and there was no fight, but John reached out to you and told you there was a fight. You feel me? Dudes be freestyling a lot, man.
When you got to Greene, it was dudes from the island that you had problems with there? That shit went down with on the island?
The only dude was right? And first we supposedly squashed the beef in Caxsaki. But when I got over to Greene, it was like a head of one of them Latin gangs and shit. And he was supposed to be trying to send motherfuckers at me, right? And so,
But what happened? Y'all had got it on the island?
Nah, my man Bobby had cut and his coat fitted up real bad, right? And then one day me and Bobby seen him in the hall, so we jumped on him, right? And after that, it was, had to pretend like he wanted issue. He's a little dude, man, so like, he ain't really want no problem. He just like talking like he wanted a problem or whatever. His real issue with me was, I remember when he was in Mod 8 in 90, right? And he was washing clothes and like he was the good brother. He wasn't none of that live shit that he was trying to kick when I came back in 91. I came back in 91, so he was that dude, motherfuckers were scared of him. And I'm like, yo, this nigga's a punk, man. Dudes were taking his commentary and shit. Right? So he didn't like that fact. Then, like I said, my man had cut him and the co-defendant up. He cut his co-defendant up real bad. 1990, he was in Mod 8 with me, right? I said, Diggy. He was Muslim, right? And he was in Mod 8, yo. He was on his deen hard, man. He prayed, he did everything, right? And like, dudes ain't really had no respect for that shit on the island like that. So dudes was hurting him, right? And I went home. When I came back, he was somebody, right? And at first, it didn't click in my head why he looked familiar to me, right? But when I was like, oh shit, you the dude that used to be washing clothes in money, right? And I'm like, yo, you fine, man. You ain't even built like that, homie. And I, let him know that I remembered who the fuck he was, right? So, that was the whole thing. Nobody liked being exposed like that. That was an issue. But like I say, man, outside of that, but when I got to to Greene.
You went to the Cat and seen he was in the Cat too when you got there?
Yeah, when I first got to the Cat, he was there, right? So my man Ja from Fort Greene, Ja had told me he was there. So I was like, I used to dig it, man. When you on the island, motherfuckers tell you all kind of stories about up north, what to expect, what you got to do, and all this and that other shit, right? So this old timer named L, he was the suicide in the Bing, in one main Bing and shit. So he always used to be like, yeah, dudes gonna play razor tag up north. You gotta put steel in the motherfucker, catch a body, this. So he keep telling me this shit the whole time I'm there. And I'm down there for court. So boom, I'm like, all right. So I get up north. I'm bugging. I wasn't down there for court. This is before I went up north, right? So now I come back. I come up north and fucking it's in the Cat. So Ja was like, yo, Shadow here. I'm like, all right, cool. So I gave him 2 opportunities, right? I'm like, yo, homie, you want what you want? You want to shake out this, that, and third, boom, boom. She like, nah. But dudes told me he was trying to get a gun or whatever. So I had told Ja, I was like, yo, homie, bring me out an ice pick to the yard. I'm gonna kill this nigga, right? So Ja was like, yo, you bugging, son. What the fuck you talking about killing the nigga? But I'm thinking about what the dude L told me. You feel me? So I'm going off that. So Ja was like, yo, you ain't got to kill nobody, man. You could just cut that nigga. They gonna get him out of here. I'm like, all right, cool. Right? Boom. So I was gonna fire off on him in the yard, and I don't know if somebody hit him the game or what. But he came and was like, yo, Shadow, we don't really have to have an issue, this, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, boom. And he went to Greene shortly after that. You know what I mean? So he never really got to do nothing. But when I got to Greene, we got him out of Greene because he was doing some foul shit with the Muslims. Like I said, he used to be Muslim and he was real knowledgeable with the shit. So he was setting Muslim brothers up. Like he would come up to him talking Arabic. They didn't know he was Lion King or whatever. I believe he was Lion King. I'm almost positive he was Lion King. But if he wasn't Lion King, he was Latin Knight, right? And like he would lure brothers. Bro, I'm gonna tell you something. The Latinos had Greene under siege when I got there, man. Like that was their shit. They had that shit under siege, right? A bunch of us came from Coxsackie and started turning that shit around. Cause they had a riot. That's how I got to Greene. They had a riot there, and they had a group there called the Black Mafia. A lot of them was dudes that I knew, and it was from all boroughs, man. And the Latin dudes ran them out the jail, right? Like it was war.
Out of Coxsackie? They ran them out of Coxsackie?
Nah, this is in Greene, right? See, I'm in Coxsackie when this shit is going on. This was how me, Teacher, Sham, Shy, this how we all got to Greene. Cause when that riot kicked off, like they used to do that a lot. Like if a riot kicked off in Greene, they would have a big draft from Coxsackie to fill up beds of the dudes that just left Greene, right? Boom. So when all that rioting was going on, like I said, they brought a bunch of us over from from Coxsackie to Greene, right? And the shit I had mentioned in the last time we spoke about the little dude GQ, that was how we found out that there wasn't supposed to be no black gangs in jail. Because this dude came over talking that he was the warlord of the Latin King shit. And, you know, that brought all that other shit out. And that's how we figured out what happened with the Black Mafia dudes. And us being young and stupid, as we started our shit, right? And, like, we wanted all the smoke. You know what I mean? But, it was, me, Sham, Green Eye Sham, Shy, God bless his dad, Teacher, Too Short, Playboy Shorts, Twin, both twins, Derek Watson and his brother, right? Who else? Squeak was on the other side, but Squeak used to pop up every now and again. Oh, Robin from Batman and Robin, right? Well, we had a nice squad, man. We had a nice amount of dudes, but wasn't a bunch of us. Just everybody that we fucked with let their gun go. Drac, right? I think Drac is from Queen, right? And then we had brothers from LES. We had Kojak and his brother. They was both twins. We had Gabi. I can't remember this other dude name. The dude named Nate, right? It was like 15 of them. All total was about 35 of us, right? And yo, motherfuckers couldn't fuck with us, man. We held each other down solidly. And again, you know, we all knew dudes. Like, and I had misspoke on the last interview. It wasn't Ice that was running the Latin Nights over there. It was Doughboy. Doughboy had the Latin Nights, and Doughboy was my man, right? So the Latin Nights wasn't moving against us, right? Boom. And then the Dominicans fucked with me because Flint on them, I knew them, right? Boom. So they was cool. They had already sent word before I got over to Caxack. Like Primo and them was my cooking partners in Caxack. So when I got over there, these dudes already knew, oh yeah, that's somebody, he cool, man. You know, he fuck with the Dominicans, right? Boom. And Cisco's my right-hand man. Cisco stepdad was Cavallo. You already know how Cavallo was with the Dominicans, so, right? And then that shit happened with the Nietas. Like I said, when I went into the dorm and woke that nigga up out of his sleep, that was it. So Nietas didn't want nothing with us no more, right? They respected the fact that I could have did something to homie while he was sleeping. I did. So they backed up off us. Fucking the Latin Nights, my man had that. The Dominicans was fucking with us. That left the Latin Kings by themselves, man. So it was just them against us. And all them dudes wasn't gun busters. They had some gun busters in their ranks, but they mostly went on numbers and the fact that, you know, a lot of dudes are scared of numbers.
But you say y'all had to get the kid out of there?
Yeah, we got him out of there.
What happened with that, though?
So, the Muslim, because, you know, I was Muslim, right? So, Muslim brothers was telling me what was going on, because when I first got, all right, so start from when I first got there. So when I first get to Greene, right, my first morning there, I go to the mess hall, boom, I see all the Latin dudes looking at me crazy. On the way back to the dorm, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was like, yo, these dudes saying they putting cartons of cigarettes on your head and shit. The dude wants you out of the compound, right? I was on the new side, though. I was on the old side. So I'm like, all right, cool. We got to address this shit. Then, like I said, the Muslim brothers had put me on and was like, yo, this dude is doing this to the brothers, right? So he's like, all right, cool. And we just orchestrated some shit. I'm not the one that, I didn't cut him, though. And I want to say it was, but don't quote me on that, because that was a long time ago. But it wasn't me. I wasn't the one to cut him. Motherfuckers just lined him up. I don't know if you was in Greene, but one of the ways to catch dudes from the new side is the package room, right? They had to go to commissary in the package room on our side, right? And back then, they used to run packages at night too. So a lot of times, we would be on the walkway at night waiting for dudes, man, right? Boom. We knew when dudes had commissary. We'd be standing out there by commissary waiting for dudes, man. So it wasn't hard to catch a dude slipping.
I was in Greene in 9-6 and 9-7. We had the super monster Brooklyn squad. Know what I mean? But I know how that shit be, man. Niggas be getting robbed coming from commissary and the package room. So you said it was something that happened in Orleans that you forgot about?
Yeah, there's a couple things, man. Like, all right, so I had said when I had first got there, the shit with the Lion King dude, when I had to do come out to the yard or whatever, we had words, right? So shortly after that, my man Shy from he's from Staten Island. That was Bigger Man's. That's how I met him. He had an issue with a Lion King dude. I can't remember exactly what the issue was, right? But he felt dudes was gonna try to bust a move on him. So he was in the yard, and he's like, "Yo, homie, man, I don't need you to do nothing for me. I do it myself." He just wanted a weapon, so I armed him up. He went and he blasted dude, blew his head off, or whatever the case. He got caught, went to the box. They sent dude to Involve, right? The Involve over there was the clinic. So 2 days after that, I gotta go out for a surgery on my leg. I gotta go to the clinic. So I get to the clinic, the Lion King dude is down there, right? So I get in the back, and he's like, "Yo, you Shy Man, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's my man." He's like, "Yo, you know who gave him the razor to cut me?" I was like, "I gave him the razor to cut you. That's my man. I just told you that." Right? So he doing all the talking. I done picked up a pen because I ain't go down there. So I grabbed one of the, if you remember them, the old big pens that look like they got glass on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, them joints is sturdy. Right? So I picked the pen up, took the top off. Dude still talking. So I said, I can't remember what I said to him, but I said something to get him to lean close. And I stabbed him in his eye with the pen. Right? He grabbed his eye, started screaming. He didn't lose the eye though. Guess I didn't puncture the shit. but he fucking so he grabbed his eye, screaming, and I grab him. I start stabbing him in the face with the pen. The pen broke. I start beating the nigga with my hands and shit. Police came in, snatched me up or whatever the case. Boom. Right? So naturally, I go down for surgery. I come back, my leg fucked up. The Kings acted like they wanted to do something, but I had peoples in the jail, right? Ills was there. That was Biggie Smalls, man. My boy Troy was there. Zeke was there. Fucking yeah. See, I know I'm gonna forget a lot of people, but I hate when I do that, right? But it was a squad of Brooklyn dudes over there, and then I had some solid Muslim dudes over there too, right? So nothing happened with that shit or whatever the case. But crazy thing I was just thinking about when I was talking with my homegirl, right? That while I was on crutches, some other shit had kicked up with this dude. He was supposed to get hit, so I'm on crutches and I'm outside the nigga door. I'm on crutches, waiting for him to come out the door. So he come out, I try to shoot him, I miss. So now I'm trying to get him and I'm on crutches. He's like, "Yo, Shadow, just stop. I'm trying to chase homie on crutches." It's stupid. If I was him, I'd have just kicked the crutches out from under me and took one and whipped my ass with it. But for whatever reason, he didn't do that, right? He ended up getting got later. But then another crazy situation in Orleans, I had started a riot over a grilled cheese sandwich when they first started serving the grilled cheese in the state, right? In Orleans, right? Fucking they first time grilled cheese, motherfuckers ain't had grilled cheese in a minute. I'm sitting there, I'm eating mad grilled cheese sandwiches. Dudes loading me up, so now I'm ready to leave. You was allowed to take 8 slices of bread out the threshold, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take 4 sandwiches, that's gonna be my bread. I get to the door, I throw my spoons in the shit. The CO dude is like, "Yo, you can't take that out." So I'm like, all right, let me eat them, I'm standing over there. So he's like, "Nah, you can't do that, you already turned your spoons in." So I'm like, "Oh, you just saw me put my spoons in here, you know I had the spoons, just let me eat the sandwiches." He was adamant that I was not eating the sandwiches. I was adamant that I was gonna eat the sandwiches. So I started eating the sandwiches or whatever. So he tried to grab me and shit, and I mushed him. I'm like, "What the fuck up off me, man?" Right, so now, boom, they got me in the vestibule area outside the mess, or they try to surround me. So I'm like, "Yo, if y'all touch me, we're gonna have a problem in here, man." Right, boom, so I pushed my way out the door. We on the walkway, so now it's more police. The dude, he ended up becoming a dep. But his name was, I think either Foyley or Crawley, right? He was a sergeant at the time. And they like, trying to convince me to just let them put handcuffs on me so they could beat me up and shit. And I'm like, "Yeah, nah, we not gonna do that." So now this dudes see me on the walkway and they like, "Yo, Shadow, you good?" So man, dudes are stopping on the walkway. I'm like, "I don't know yet. Let's find out," right? So the police telling me, "Yo, tell them to depart." Like, they grown men. I ain't telling them to do a motherfucking thing. You tell them, that's your job, right? Long story short story variable. It ended up going down right there on the walkway over some fucking grilled cheese sandwiches, right? Boom. I went to the box. Jerry went to the box. couple dudes went to the box. But at that time right there, right, like they didn't have any of those S blocks. So if you didn't get more than I think 6 months or a year, you would stay in the jail you was already at, right? So then there was an incident where Muslim brother Ali, this dude had wrote his wife, right? And you know, she came up on a visit, she showed him the letter or whatever the case. The dude was in my dorm, so it's like, all right, dude, gotta get it. So Ali wasn't really a cutter, he was from Buffalo. He wasn't really a cutter, he was a fighter, but he wanted the mark dude. So we armed him up or whatever. He's coming back from one of the basketball games in the gym, and he went to cut, homie. He fucked up, right? Boom, he missed. So we get back to the dorm. I said, dude is in my dorm, right? So I tell him, like, yo, homie, I'm under the advice of somebody. I'm not gonna say no names, right? So, but they're telling the dude, right? I'm like, yo, my man tried to shoot you. You can't stay in this dorm. Let's just go in the bathroom and get this shit over, right? So he's like, nah, Shadow, I know I fucked up. I deserve that or whatever the case. It ain't no situation. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna let it rock. Next morning, that was a Saturday. I remember because they always had pancakes and waffles on Sunday, and the whole jail go to the mess hall for that. That Sunday, coming out the mess hall, as I'm going by one of the dorms, I see home team and a bunch of other motherfuckers coming out of another dorm that I know they don't live in, and they all look like they about to do something, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. I act like I ain't see him. I ran in my dorm, grabbed my flathead, right? Woke up a couple dudes, like, yo, come on, boom. We went over to Ali dorm. Well, by the time we get there, I see them coming out the dorm, so I'm thinking they already hit bro, right? But he wasn't in the dorm, he was in the mess hall. So I went and got some other Muslim brothers, I knew they were shooters. Like, yo, we gonna go get Ali out the mess hall. I sent somebody in the mess hall to get Ali. He come out. So I tell the dudes, like, yo, go over by the visiting room. So we go back by the visiting room, that's like the back of the jail, right? And we line up. So it was like 4 of them dudes stepped up, 4 of us stepped up. Again, I'm not gonna name names from that, so I'm gonna say 2 of them dudes ended up becoming big homies, right? And one of them was the first one to run. I'm just put that out there. But and on my side it was me, Mujahid, Sharif, and Ali, right? So you know these dudes are trying to talk or whatever. I'm like, I ain't come out there to talk, so I go to stab homie in the neck. He moved, and I like. Homie, the flathead I had, I put a lot of work into this shit. The shit was almost as sharp as a New York knife, man. You could stab with it, you could cut with it, right? This shit was official. I swung that shit across dude's neck, like when he went to back up, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to stab him, so I stepped forward and swung, like to cut his neck, and it scratched him on the neck. Then I spun and hit the dude that was standing next to him. Bro, everybody ran. All the motherfuckers, that shit I had was like 6 inches, bro. The niggas tall ass, we chasing these motherfuckers down. Boom, now. Like I said, this was by the visiting room. We wasn't aware it was people on the visiting floor at the time, right? So they saw that shit. Muslim brother had told me later that people thought they was filming a movie out there, and I was the action hero in the movie and shit. Because that little spin move I bust when I stabbed the second dude. People imagination is crazy, but yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. But that was the time in Orleans, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I just want to put more context into that.
They got you up out of there after that? You got away after that, or they got you up out of there after that?
Nah, bro, yo, that was the shit. My name was in a bunch of shit, but the police could never really catch me doing shit, right? So when that shit happened, when I finally left up out of there, that shit with the police, they was happy to get me out of there, man. I was, yo, bro. All right, so think it. Like, I've been training in the arts since I was a little ass kid, right? And I let people know that shit by doing shit. You feel me? So like, and that go especially for the police. So like, it was a couple times in Orleans, like I had to pressure the police, motherfuckers say some crazy shit, and I'm like, I will fuck you up, like, and they were scared of me, man, cause like by this time right here, you know how it is, man. You first come to jail, you nobody. I don't give a fuck who you are, you nobody, especially to the COs, they don't know, right? When I was in Cack, I remember getting ready to go to the yard, we were standing in the rotunda, and the police pulled big tears off the line, right? The CO that pulled him off was a new jack. And he passed tears down, he touched his nuts, and tears flipped. Before Tiz hit him, the sergeant ran over and was like, yo, Tiz, just calm down. He didn't know any better. This. And start spazzing on the CO. And I'm like, who the fuck is homie? The sergeant is spazzing on the CO for him. And I had put it in my head right there. I'm like, yo, I want the COs to respect me like that. Right? I want them to respect me like that. And I knew Tiz. So I asked him, like, what's going on? He told me he fucks the police up. Like, he don't let them slide with shit. Right? And, some years later, I had met K.O. Smitty, and he had told me once, he was like, you don't never do something to somebody in greens that you ain't gonna do to somebody that wear blues, right? And that shit always stuck with me, right? So, by the time I got to Orleans, I had already had somewhat of a reputation to put my hands on the police, right? Like, starting on Rikers Island, motherfucking, through to tell you, bro, we had a revolution in the 4 building in, I want to say that was like late 92, 93, fucking, early 93. We just started banging on the police, man. We was riding the ERU, the regular team, everybody, man. It was only one main south side. Oh, was the north side or south side? I think we was the south side, right? Yo, me, Fruit, China, Tankhead, Spank, Cisco, Rage, Woodchuck, who else was that? B-Love, Phil. Like, we had a nice little squad down there, man. I know I'm forgetting a couple dudes, man. I apologize for that, right? But Kaka, originally from Brooklyn, moved out to Queens, right? And we wasn't taking no shit from the police, man, right? So the shit started, motherfucker got beat up in the yard, police came out, took him inside and told the rest of us we had to go in, and we hadn't had yard in weeks. So we be like, man, we not going inside, you can't be serious. So when the squad came out there, Hamo, boom, Hamo from Brooklyn, little Hamo. So Hamo was running around and the police was trying to get him, so we cheering him on like, yeah. And one of the police hit him in the stomach with the stick. And when he hit Hamo in the stomach with the stick, we just all came off the wall. Whatever CO was standing next to us caught it, right? The first couple caught it good because they wasn't expecting us to do that shit, so they wasn't expecting to get hit, right? Everything after that, we had to fight for, but yo, homie, we had some big dudes down there. Fruit, Cisco, and Rage, all three of them motherfuckers, like, Cisco and Fruit was like adults. Them motherfuckers was huge, right? Rage was a big dude for his height, right? So, yo, we gave them a run for their money, man, right? And after that, we just kept that momentum going, right? In the hallways, in the court pens. We got it on with them one time in the fucking, in the law library. As a matter of fact, they had us in the cage in the back, me, China, Rage, and somebody from 6th floor. I can't remember who that was. And they came out and started fucking with Biggs. And China kicked the fucking door open, and we ran out there and started getting at the police then too, man. Like, that was the whole beginning of this shit, right? Now, mind you, this is after I had that talk with Tiz. All this is when I came down for court, right? So I go back up. I still got that same energy. I'm not letting police slide with nothing. Boom. So like I said, by the time I got to Orleans, right? This. All right. So boom, tangential to that, right? To show you how serious this is, like how my name is coming up among the COs. When I left Greene, I was supposed to go to Wendy. I got to Wendy. I'm in the draft process, right? They separated me from everybody else, put me in another pen. The watch commander came up, asked me my name, my ID numbers, and he's like, "Yeah, you're supposed to come here, but we're not letting you stay here. We're not trying to deal with you." That's how I ended up going to Attic, right? Because Attic at that time had the reputation between them and Clinton, killing motherfuckers and all kind of other shit. So that's why they sent me over there, right? So by the time I got to Orleans, I already had a reputation among the police for putting my hands on police, and I was good at putting my hands on police, right? The reality of the situation is nobody who does that expects to win, right? Because you're never going to win. They got the numbers, and it's just all falls in their favor, man. The thing is, if I'm going to the hospital, I'm not going by myself. One of y'all going to be in the ambulance next to me, right? Boom. And once they start understanding that, this dude hit that, they start leaving you the fuck alone, right? So, again, like I said, by that time, I already had a reputation for that. So, when they finally got me out of there for jumping on the police in Orleans, they was happy, man, right? Because they couldn't get me out for nothing else. And like I said, I stayed in shit, man. I just was smooth with my shit, man. Yo, homie, you know what a garage is?
You said a what?
A garage.
Nah, what's that?
It's like a real garage. They make it with piano wire, usually to strangle motherfuckers, right? Yo, I used to make garage out of fucking dental floss. I take 3 strands of dental floss, braid them shits together, use 2 pins as the anchors, and I would catch dudes, go into dudes' dorms, get somebody to tell them go in the bathroom. I be in the toilet stall, dude come in the bathroom, I reach over, choke his ass out, and one of my mans poke him up, boom, 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 send him out to jail. Like we was on some other shit. You feel me? And the police knew it was us, but they couldn't prove it was us. Right? We never get caught doing that. You feel me? So they wanted me out the jail anymore. So, you know, that's you know, that whole Orleans situation, man. But another thing that happened over there, and this is like, this kind of, you know, broke my heart a little bit, right? My man Spank Nitty, God bless his dad, from Queensbridge, Goodfellas, and Lakey Luciano, like those were my peoples, right? So we was all peoples on the island. I knew Spank first, and I started fucking with Lake on the strength of Spank. And, you know, and with a lot of, see, it's kind of hard to talk about because I'm not trying to put nobody out there, right? But Lakey ain't no punk by any means, right? Boom. He just had to he had to find his rhythm in the prison system, right? I'll put it like that. He had to find his rhythm in the prison system, right? He eventually found it and he came into his own, right? Boom. But I remember when he did have it, right? And we held him down. So now we in Orleans, you know, he did a couple things, whatever, like it was, and long story short, short story bearable, he had a dude he was cool with who crossed the line, right? So I sent dude out to jail, right? And somebody had told me that Lake was like, yo, Shadow violated. He know that was my man. He forgetting his place and all this extra shit, right? So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Tell Lake go to the gym, right? So he went to the gym, and right around his little cronies, I like, yo, listen, man, right? Don't get this shit fucked up, right? And I laid it down for him, and I was like, yo, if you got a problem with anything I'm saying to you right now, I got 2 knobs on me right now. One of them is for you. I will give you this night. We can go in the bathroom and we can settle this shit, right? Boom. No, and it didn't come to that, right? That wasn't the heartbreaking part for me because by that point I had already wasn't really dealing with dude no way. But Spank, I knew that they grew up together, and you know, so I let that influence my next actions, and I went to Spank with the same offer, right? He was working in the transitional service trail. I went in the trail and I put the knife on the table. I was like, homie, that's for you, man. He's like, what you talking about? I was like, yo, I know you heard about dude. I know you heard what just happened with me and Lake. I know that's your man. What you want to do? Hey, yo, homie, man, the look he had in his eyes, man, because, that was my brother, yo. And he was hurt that I even came to him with some shit like that. And I was hurt for doing it, right? Because, like I said, that was my dude, man. We was never the same after that. We couldn't be the same after that because in his mind, I obviously didn't value our relationship the same way he did, right? And I guess I didn't, man. That was unfortunate because Spank was a good motherfucker. And I never even got to apologize to him because he got killed in the street before I came home and shit. So that shit always fucked with me right there. That was my man, though. I never got to tell him sorry, man. I wish I never did that shit. But, you know, that's about it for the Orleans shit.